Hi. In this episode, we're going to talk about advanced permissions. Advanced permissions are set like regular permissions, except instead of the R, W, and X, the regular read, write, and execute, you see generally an S bit, meaning special permission, or you can also see T bit, meaning this is the special permission for that bit is actually called a sticky bit. Now, special permissions modify the behavior of a file or directory. With a special permission at the user level, it's called a SUID bit, and it allows file execution for anyone with the privileges of the file owner. So if I own a specific script and I want anyone to be able to execute it using my permissions, well, you can set a setUID bit at the user level. And this is a command just like any other permissions command using Chmod to change the permission. For SetGID, you can make it so that when you apply it to a directory, files created in that directory will inherit that group ID of the directory group. So again, it's set using G+S. And finally, you have something called the sticky bit, where only the owner of a file, this is, by the way, applied to directories, and the behavior is only the owner of files in that directory will have that delete permission. So even though many users have the read and write permission on a directory, the sticky bit will save you from having people delete other people's files just because they have that write permission. As long as you apply that sticky bit using chmod plus T on a specific directory. Coming up in the lab, we're going to show how to apply these advanced permissions and see the effect of these advanced permissions and how they affect our files and directories. Please stay tuned. In this episode, we're going to explore advanced permissions. Advanced permissions are just like permissions, but they have special behaviors that are applied to the files that we set them on. So just to show you a few files that are using advanced permissions, let's go ahead and take a look at certain scripts I want to show you, such as the sbin passwd script. This script is usually used by the passwd command in order to change our password. Now, that's usr bin passwd, and you can see that this script file is actually having this RW and S. And S means that this is a special permission. And you can see which level it's applied at. It's applied not at the others level, not at the groups level, but at the user level. So the permission that's been applied is actually chmod u+s followed by whatever file we have here. And how this special permission works is anyone can type passwd and execute this script. Even though I might not have certain permission for the file, I am actually executing the script using the permission of the user, which is root. That's why I, as a regular user who's not root, is able to execute the file with these root permissions and, execute the script. So this is how the user level special permission works. The group level special permission works in a very similar way. Now let me actually create a directory with mkdir inside tmp called special. All right. Now I have a special permission applied, or I don't have a special permission applied to that directory quite yet. So let me actually set basic permissions on it, and I'm going to say that whoever is at the group level should be able to read, write, and execute inside this directory. All right, so I'm opening up the directory to whomever. I'll also say for others as well, I'm going to let them actually have full permissions inside this directory. Now, watch what happens if I actually ls-l tmp special tmp actually want to see this. So I'm going to actually filter this output, and I'm going to say special. So for the special directory here, I have ownership given to administrator, and then the group ownership also given to administrator, although other people can read and write and execute, create files inside that directory. The directory itself is owned by administrator. Now watch what happens when I actually apply at the group level a special permission on this directory, G+S. Now watch here, you can see that this directory now has a special permission applied at the group level. This simply means that anyone inside this directory that is creating files, so I can go inside this directory as another user. So let's change directory and go inside TMP special. And over here, switch to another user. Let's say this user here, and create some files. Let's go back to this directory and create some files here. Now, watch what happens to that file. Well, the file is created by me, so the ownership is mine. However, the group ownership is then inherited to the group owner of the directory, the parent directory. So this special directory is having its group ownership owned by administrator, and because of this special permission, all the files inside that directory is having that same GID. I can switch to another user and create, even if I switch to the root user inside this directory, I can create a new file, root file, and again, you're going to see that even the root user is creating files where the group owner is the parent directory GID. So this is a very easy way to set up collaborative directories. Now, the next special bit is actually called a sticky bit, and by default, it is applied to my TMP directory. So I'm actually going to show you that the TMP directory is having this sticky bit. So you can see at the others level, it's R, W, and T. What this simply means is that anyone can create and delete files in here. However, the deletion of files is restricted to the file owner or the root user. So anyone can create files inside TMP, as they should. However, you cannot delete other people's files because of this sticky bit. To set a sticky bit, you can simply type chmod +T, followed by the directory you are modifying. So you can apply a sticky bit, and now if I actually go inside the directory, I'm already inside, so let's switch to another user and try to delete a file I don't own, although I can create files here, right? Touch, new file. I cannot remove files because I don't own them. It's going to say the operation is not permitted. So this is an easy way to open up a directory to allow multiple people to write, but at the same time have the security that allows people not to delete files that they are not the user owner of. So that concludes this episode. I hope you've enjoyed watching and learned something, and I'll see you in the next one.